Hello, hi Sujit, hi Shubh.
Hi, good evening.
Okay, so I think we have some of the audience now. So let's start the session. So guys, any questions on the yesterday's session? Let me start sharing my screen. Let me know once it is visible. Structure. Yeah. So before I proceed forward, I need a volunteer now. So far, what do you think about the page object model? So we have almost completed the 90% of the page object model creation. So what do you think about the model comprises of page object model? Instead of structure, I'll rename it as README. Mm. Whatever comes in the mind, you can tell me. I'll write it. So let's understand it in a deeper way.
Sorry, I joined bit late. Sorry.
Sorry?
Sorry, I joined bit late. So
Yeah. So I'm just asking whether I'm just saying what are the files or what is the structure of a page object model? What do you understand about the page object model now?
page object model. Uh, it is a design pattern for the. We create a class for each and every page to store the object locators.
Yeah, correct. So can any one of you explain what are the folders we have in page object model? Folder structure of page object model.
Yeah, we have folders like pages,
Pages,
Perfect.
pages where we store all the pages, different pages. Tests we have, then conf test.
Store one second. Pages.
Store the
Stores,
different
what we
pages.
need to say is locators and test
Yeah, sorry,
methods.
locators and methods.
Perfect. Perfect.
And then we have tests
Correct.
where we store test cases. Yes, store test cases. We use
Perfect.
PyTest.
Perfect.
Yeah, we execute PyTest. And then we have got conf test
Using PyTest.
using PyTest.
Awesome.
And then we have got conf test, which is a configuration for fixtures, where we write our fixtures, store fixtures.
Correct.
Yeah.
And hooks. So we can also say hooks, okay?
Yeah. That's how
And
what it is. Yeah. What else? What else? That's it, right?
no, we have test data.
Yeah,
Utilities
test.
we can
Yeah.
we can put in a separate folder called utilities, and then you can. Can't we maintain resources something?
Utils are nothing but the resources. So here, whatever
Oh.
the common data we have, we will be having it here. Example, handling the CSV or handling the JSON or some other things. Whatever which are commonly used across multiple test cases, across multiple pages, we will be having that inside a utils folder. And the naming convention can be different. In few projects, we call it as utils. In few projects, they call it resources, like such. Or even for the test data, they can call as resources. So, but in majority of the page object model, we call it as utils, sorry. And the test data as test data folder.
And the reports and all, we can maintain one more folder,
I'm
right?
explaining that next. Yeah. For common methods.
PyTest.ini.
Perfect. Major
Requirements.
one. That I
Okay.
haven't started yet. Where did you know? How did you know the requirements.txt?
My friend ChatGPT.
Okay, I'm going to explain it today. Okay. So the test data to store the test data. So whenever you're explaining in the interview, they ask about the structure of the page object model folder structure. You need to explain all these. And along with this, we have couple of other things called requirements.txt. All right. And the very next one is for reports. Okay. And we have the next thing called .yml, which is nothing but CI/CD pipeline execution. All right. So till here, I hope like everyone are clear about it. So now I'll explain you one after the other. What is a requirements.txt is and what are reports and what are the, and next we'll be going towards a YML file. So what are the requirements on TXT? The name itself suggests it is a text file. Copy it, have another folder here. Okay, what did I do? Create a file with the same name, requirements.txt. So what is the use of requirements.txt is, so far, whenever I'm trying to use marks, I have installed, whenever I'm trying to trigger my execution in a parallel execution, I have installed Xdit. And if I have to call my data from the Excel, I have installed the Excel related plugins. Correct. So likewise, I have installed many plugins based on the requirement I have. And consider me as a project architect, and I have installed many things in order to accommodate my testing. And I have pushed my code into the GitHub, and you are a new joinee and you cloned the data from the GitHub. You can clone just the data, but not the plugins, right? Whenever you're cloning, you will just get the files. But you may get an error when trying to execute this test case. Why? Because you haven't installed the plugin OpenPyXL, and yet you are using the entire Excel related test cases. So then how can I maintain the harmony between you and me? How can I make sure that whenever you're cloning the data from the GitHub, how can you also, without any errors, without any external installations, how can you be in sync with the code I have in my laptop? Is by using a requirements.txt. So here, what do? We provide the entire list of the plugins I have used. Example, for the parallel execution, I have installed Xdit. Did you remember our command like pip install Xdit Python? No, PyTest Xdit. PyTest Xdit. PIST. So this is a command which I have used in order to get the plugin. All right. And likewise, I did pip install PyTest. I did pip install order to maintain the order of the test cases. And I did Playwright installation. And I did for the Excel, I used pip install OpenPyXL. Correct. So these are the plugins which I have installed. What I will be doing is I will go into my into my command prompt. Let me go to my location. Where do we have this? Copy path. Okay, let me clear it. Let me go here. So we don't have to write pip install here. We can directly remove it just to provide whatever the plugins we have installed. So Xdit, I did PyTest, pip install PyTest. I did OpenPyXL for Excel. And I did .env. For the .env files, we need to install pytest Python .env. Okay. And what else we did? We installed the Playwright. Correct. So whatever the installations you have done in the terminal, those installations I'm putting it over here. Okay, just the names, it should be good. Okay, and what else I'm missing? Did I miss anything? Order. PyTest order. Okay, so these are all the plugins I have installed while doing my test case creation. So if I have my requirements.txt and share this also to the GitHub, whenever you are trying to clone it, this requirements.txt will also get cloned. Correct. This will also will get added into your folder. And what you should do is, you instead of manually doing pip install and this pytest xdit, you can directly install pip install -r requirements.txt. Okay, so if you do this, whatever the plugins I have added inside my requirements.txt, it will get downloaded into your laptop. It will get added one after the other. The entire installation will happen, whatever we have inside my requirements.txt. So now you don't have to manually do pip install and pytest. You don't have to do pip install playwright. You don't have to do pip install pytest order, anything. By directly installing the entire requirement.txt file, all the required plugins will get successfully downloaded into your laptop. And you can directly execute it without any issue. Okay. Any questions on the requirements?
So before we install pip install playtest playwright and all those things directly, we can do this one.
Yes.
Or okay.
Can we execute this directly from our terminal only in
You
VS
can
Code?
directly, yes.
Yeah. We don't have to
You
do
can
it from the
either go with the
command.
CMD or you can go with the terminal. Anything is fine. And here is a catch, guys. You can add it like this, else to maintain the harmony between your testing code and my testing code, I can also provide which version you need to download. So let me grab the version what I have in my local. So I have xdist. So I can do pip show. Yeah. I did a command called pip show. So what is the version I have downloaded in my local is 3.8.0. Copy it, equals to, and provide the version. So likewise, PyTest, likewise, OpenPyXL, whatever the plugin I have, I can directly use a pip show and grab the version and add it. So whenever you are downloading, this particular version only will get downloaded if you provide the version. If you don't provide a version, whatever is latest, it will download that particular version. Okay, if you mention the version, this will get downloaded, else the latest one will get downloaded. So likewise, I'll just add for all the other versions here, other plugins. You can either do this or I can do the list. So all my existing plugins will get displayed over here. So let me grab for the PyTest. Do I have a PyTest? Allure? No. A, B, C, P. PyTest. I have a PyTest. Inside that it is 9.0.2. equals to value. And again, next one is OpenPyXL. Let me find the OpenPyXL. Oh, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. OpenPyXL. Yes. Here it is. Copying the version, pasting it. Python.env. Python.env. So here it is. Grabbing the version. Okay, so when you are becoming an architect, when you are framing the test cases from the scratch, make sure you also have requirements.txt. And similarly, the playwright. Copy this and paste it. And the next one is PyTest order. 1.3.0 equals to value. So that's it, guys. So whenever you are trying to download this, but how do we trigger the execution? By using this particular command. I'll post it in the chat. You can grab it from there. Okay. So it will, everything, whatever I have installed, it will directly get installed. Sometimes even with the requirements.txt also, what happens is the Playwright may not get properly installed. So you may have to install our normal Playwright format. If it is not happening with the requirements, there is a glitch with the requirements.txt as well. Sometimes our Playwright plugins may get properly installed, or sometimes it may not. So make sure if your test case is not working properly, you reinstall it in our normal format. What I did, pip install pytest-playwright, and then we did playwright install. Correct those two commands. Do it manually. Okay. Any questions on requirements.txt? Awesome. I'll take that as a no. So, yeah, let me trigger one of my test case now. So, what is the test case we have? There are like many. So, we already have env and we have login. So, how many test cases we have under login? Okay, we do have results. Yeah. Let me trigger my test case of login. How do I do that? By using pytest-m. Sorry. Now, do I need to provide hyphen header? After this, do I need to provide hyphen header? Headed, sorry. It is not, guys. Why? Because yesterday we have configured the conf test. Here I mentioned headless equals to false and provide the width also. Correct. I have the headless mentioned as false. So now I don't need to provide the headed, because whenever I'm triggering the test cases, since I reconfigured the page, I reinitialized it, this one will get executed. Whatever the configurations I have given in here, that will get executed properly. So let me trigger my login. Because viewpoints, whatever I have given, the UI got updated. So I'll remove it because in my screen it is no longer needed. None type object has attribute enter product search. There is an error in my test case got failed. See, I can see the result normally over here, but sometimes, so this is my execution, guys. You can see one test case failed and 6 got deselected and everything, and the execution time is 48 seconds. So instead of having the execution normally inside my command prompt, I can also have it in the form of a report. Okay, in the major projects, we have to, like, there are around hundreds of test cases which we may trigger. Our example, take 20 test cases which we are triggering. And out of the 20, if you want to see how many test cases are properly executed and how many test cases are failed, we can't keep on seeing that inside the command prompt and try to analyze it, right? If it is a single test case, it is fine. We can directly see it over here and you can understand the error message. But assume there is a scenario, there are like 20 test cases and you want to share the report across the team as well. How can you do that? We can't do that with the traditional system what we currently have, like in the local like this, correct? So in those scenarios wherein which you have to generate a report based on your execution, not only in the command prompt, but in some browser you want to generate a report based on your testing execution status. We have two type of reporting techniques. They are HTML and Allure. These two are the reports we have. So let me snooze it, else it will keep on giving me the suggestions. We have two types of reports, HTML and Allure. Let's see one after the other. How do we generate an Allure report, a HTML report? So in order to use the HTML, in order to generate a HTML report, we need to have a plugin again. For the HTML, in order to have it, we need to have a plugin. So what was the plugin? It is pip install pytest -HTML. So this is a plugin which we need to have it. So since else I'll just download it. You can see that requirement is being satisfied message. If I have it, then you can see requirement already satisfied message. If I don't have it, then it will install it. Now I want to see what is the version of the PyTest I have installed. How can I do that? Pip show PyTest HTML, enter. So this is the version of the PyTest HTML which been installed. So what I need to do, I have to add it inside my requirements.txt. Why? Because when you are also trying to generate a HTML, you should not face any issue. Grab it and the version. Okay, so like this, it's done. Now, how can I trigger my test case in order to generate a HTML report is, there is a command now. So far, I'll just clear the screen. So I just triggered my test case using pytest-m login or any, we have multiple ways of triggering the test case, right? We can directly use pytest so that all the files will get executed, whatever meets the pytest criteria, all the test cases will get triggered. Else, if I have to group the test cases, only certain test cases I want to trigger, then I can provide a marker and execute them using my mark. Along with that, if you want to trigger the test cases in a parallel execution, you can just provide -n equals to 6. But currently, I have only one test case which I am going to trigger. So I'm just removing the parallel step. Now, I want to, once this execution is done, I want a HTML report to be generated. So that along with this, I need to provide another small detail saying that please trigger HTML report and provide a name to that report. So there should be a name to the report also, correct? A file will get generated. So you need to provide a name to it. So let's suppose it is a report.html, which I'm going to use. Now trigger the execution. So if you want to generate a HTML report in the end, provide -HTML equals to report.html I given. It should be HTML. But let's see. If you go here, you can see some HTML got provided. I will delete this one. We need to provide HTML in order to make it useful for us. So let me clear the screen. HTML. Okay. Currently, do we have any file named HT report? No, right? We don't have any file named report. So now after the execution, just concentrate on this folder structure. Assets will get generated. What is assets? An automatic folder which is being added based on the execution data. And we will have report.html. A HTML report got generated. Why only report.html? Because I have defined that name during my execution. You can provide any name to it. So for the next execution, if you want to provide report2.html, then it will create a new report and have it added inside your folder structure. If you provide the same name like report.html, then it will override this file. It will remove this file and it will override this. See another one, report2. If there is no other file already available, it will create a new file. If there is already a file available, then it will override it. Overriding means it will remove that particular file and will provide a new data. So now I have two reports. So how can I see the execution status? How can I see the report? Is go to your command prompt. You need to use a command called start. Just start, and whatever the report you need to open. Right click. Rename, just copying the name. By using start report.html, see a browser will get opened. In that a report.html got generated, the summary. And for now, I have only one execution which got failed. So the entire data, whatever you are seeing in the local, will get displayed out over here. Okay. So let's suppose if I have to trigger my entire test cases, I'm no longer using -m now. I'm just going to trigger everything with -n6. What happens? Every test file will get triggered with parallel execution, and the report will get generated. See parallel execution, so multiple browsers are being opened. So give it some time. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess there are only 5 test cases available, so only 5, 4 is visible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So now these 5 test cases will get parallelly executed. And what is the report I asked it to generate? It is report 2. So the report 2, whatever we have, will get overridden with the new set of results. So let's wait. In the meantime, I will open the earlier report so that you can analyze the HTML, whatever it is showing. So here in the results section, okay, my screen stuck, guys. Give me a second. My screen is not able to do the multitasking. Yeah. So starting from here, you can understand it. There are 0 passed, 0 skipped, 0 passed, 0 skipped, 1 failed. Okay. All the results here. And you see it here, 1 test case failed, and the failed structure, like where is the test case situated at? It is under my test, inside my test underscore results page. This is my file where I have this particular test case. Okay, if you click on this file, the failed one message, you can see the reason for the failure. None type object has no attribute. Enter enter products in the search box. Some blah blah. It has given me. Attribute error. Okay. So similarly, I think the execution is done. So now if you see there are like many errors in here, and now let me try to roll back. None. Now let me try to open my reports2.html. Code can't decode the position character maps to undefined. The error looks a bit strange to me. Did the report get generated properly? The report was not generated. So let me do one thing. Let me delete it. Give it some time, guys. Let's see execution get completed. Mm. So now I have 4 failed and 3 passed. So now I want to find out the report. See, if I have to check the results here, it is very confusing for me to validate the 4 failures, right? There is something, some other thing, some other thing. So to maintain it very properly, I am going to start my HTML. I'm just opening my report. So it is start report to HTML. Start report to.html. So this time I have the report. Let me close all. So we have each and every test case and its result. Test case and its result. And the test case where it is being situated at. It is under the file handling.py. File handling.py. File handling. Similarly, this test case and this test case where it is being hosted. This one. Likewise, everything. So if you want to understand the failure reason, you can directly click on this particular test case. Now you already know which test case you are going to analyze and you can see what is the issue. So it is saying that I am asking to log in. Okay. And what is it saying? Waiting for the, okay. It means there is no, maybe the UI doesn't have the password yet by the time I was trying to enter the password. So similarly, if you understand the reading CSV, index list out of range. Okay. So inside the credit, my CSV file was empty, guys. So that's the reason why when it is trying to access under of 0, the index is out of range. So likewise, you can debug the issues properly. Okay. So this is one technique of opening the report. But this is a bit of task even. Even this can be simplified further. So here I'm assuming that my error could be this. If you see here, I told you I am getting this error. It means the UI may not be available during the time the execution was happening. And here the CSV may not have the data. So these details I'm assuming and I'm telling it. But using the Playwright, we can also get the screenshot whenever the test case is getting failed. And by looking at the screenshot itself, you can understand why it is being failed. Okay. So now how do we do that is by using Allure report. Before I go to the Allure report, do you have any questions on the HTML? So again here, 3 pass, 0 skipped, 4 failed. Any questions on the Allure HTML? One thing, first you need to download the plugin. After that, during the execution, you should say the Playwright that I am going to execute it with I need a HTML report generated for this execution. Okay, you can provide any name in here, but it should be HTML. And you need to open the HTML report by using start, or else you can also go to the folder location. Reveal in File Explorer. Give it a second. Do a double click. You can either use start or you can double click a report so that a report will get generated. Okay. And one thing which you need to remember is you can't share the report directly. If you want to share the report, it is being hosted inside your local host, so you can't share it directly. You need to share the assets and then you need to share the report, both the things, for the next person to open it. Okay.
Other
Let me clear
statements
the
also
screen now.
mentioned in the HTML reports. What are those?
Okay, sorry, which one?
Error, expected failures, unexpected passes, zero rerun.
Rerun is
These?
like if you, there is an option in the Playwright to re-trigger the failed test cases that I'll show you in in the next session. And skipped means, if you have a tag called .skip, the particular test case will get skipped. Okay. And for failed, we know. Errors also, mostly it is failures only we'll be considering. I don't think we'll be having errors in our automation. Unexpected failures also. Yeah, mostly it will be failed or a rerun. And then we will be passed and skipped, failed. That's it. Error may be when you are trying to use try and accept, we will be getting errors in those concepts, right? It won't fail the test case, but it will throw us an error. So during that cases, maybe we may get error. Yeah. So if you understand the HTML, it looks a bit plain, right? So there comes another automation tool, which is nothing, sorry, there comes another reporting techniques, which we call as alert, which will be very easy to understand and it won't be plain. It will be in a very decorative manner for us to understand the bug easily. So how do we install? Before using any reporting technique, you need to first install the plugin. So what is a plugin which we need to install is Allure-PyTest. Okay, so this is a plugin which we need to install in order to have the alert. So since I already have an alert, what I will be doing, instead of installing it, I will add this in the requirements.txt. So pip show I'm just grabbing it, grab the name first, have it added inside the requirements.txt equals to, and the version. All right. So here it is. We have an Allure also. We need to install it, the Allure. And guys, there is a certain setup which we need to do it. Allure directly having with the pip, it will add a plugin, but we can't, for a couple of you, it may throw some more errors also because it is not feasible for all. One thing, you should either have a Java already installed inside your local, or or you need to have another set of setup needs to be done for the alert. If this doesn't work for you, if this is not providing the alert report, it is not generating an alert report, then the next step which you need to see is Java. If you have a Java installed in your local, or it's been added into a environment setup path, that thing, or you can do another setup called by using set. Open your PowerShell. Okay, whatever the commands I'm using, I think it is for the PowerShell. Inside the PowerShell, you need to just install the alert. That's it. So there's a set of commands. Hyphen execution policy. I will provide the entire document for this. For those who are facing an issue with this, if this directly doesn't give the alert report, then do this particular setup as well. Else you can, if it is directly providing you an alert report, you don't have to do this. Okay, please be mindful. We are just trying to download an alert. We can do it from the command line, or you can do it from the UI as from the browser also, current user. Okay, we are just getting the permissions of the current user. Once you get the permissions, just do IRM get scoop.sh and IEX in order to get the in order to download something. First, you are getting the permissions and then trying to download it. It is not, it is, if someone knows the Linux commands, like IRM is nothing but to create to download something. Yeah. Sorry?
It's sudo apt for Debian and
Yes.
yum install for
Installations in
Red
the
Hat.
Linux environment. Correct.
Yes.
So IRM is a command to install, it's a sudo command to install a particular file. So now what I'm going to install is by using a scoop install alert. Okay, this is another way. So just to use a scoop command, and what is the one which we are going to install in it? Alert. So these three set of lines you need to follow if this is not doing the needful for you. Okay? Because for few users, this may not work directly. We may also have to add an alert report externally. So you have to follow these three steps. I'll create a document for this also, guys. Don't worry about it. First, directly do this one and try to generate an alert report. Okay, I have an alert setup already ready. For me, with this particular command helped me. I did not do this particular setup. But couple of my other students were facing an issue, so we came up with this particular commands to download it directly in the terminal. So pip show alert, installation is done. So once the installation is done, like the HTML as well, we need to use a particular command to trigger the execution. How do we do that is, earlier, this is the command, correct? And if you see my folder structure, assets are will generate whenever you are trying to generate a report. For the report, HTML report also, the assets will get generated. It's just a supporting document. So it is just a supporting folder structure for any report to get generated. Now, for the alert will not be straightforward like a HTML. It will not generate a single file. It needs to generate an entire folder. How we are going to generate it? Instead of the HTML, just to provide alert. And I told you for the alert to get generated, we should not provide a single file. It should be a complete folder. So in order to make a folder, just provide dir, which is alert directory. equals to provide any name, allure results or something, whatever is required for you. Earlier we did --HTML equals to file name. Now similarly, it is no longer a single file, it is a complete folder. So we need to provide the command allo dir, which is directory. Allo directory equals to the directory name. So now I'm not going to trigger my entire 6 test cases. I will just use a mark login for the faster execution results. So now my single test case will get executed and it is going to get failed. Yeah, so my test case got failed now. In order to open a HTML report, what we did, we just provided start and the report name. But for the allure, there is another step. So let me do one thing. I will first copy this. Inside the README, I'll provide it. Allure. Okay. Execution. And the next one I'm going to do is to open. The next step is execution done. Now we need to open the report. How do we open the report? Is by using allure serve. Allure serve is a command which we need to use. Now let me go to the folder structure. If you see here, whatever the directory I asked the Playwright to create during my execution, the directory has been generated successfully. If I open it here, you can see the entire JSON. Okay, but let's don't go. We don't need to validate these JSONs because this will be used to create a report for us whenever I'm trying to open this. Just copy it. Copy the allure results by using allure serve and the folder path. I'm going to generate a report. So now if you see, the allure UI will be completely different with the HTML. HTML is a bit plain, right? So now this is the allure UI. So if you go here, the test, inside the test, if you click on this, it will show inside my test folder, there is the structure. Inside my test folder, I have a file test underscore results page. Okay, inside the test underscore results page, I'm triggering this particular test case. So if I open this one, you can see my test case. So likewise, if in this page, if in this file, I triggered 4 test cases, then all the 4 test cases will be displayed inside it. If I click on this particular test case, you can see the execution results. Overview, severity normal, you can ignore it. Duration, how much time the execution has happened. If I open my setup, or everything, whatever the conf test it triggered inside the conf test, the setup, which is precondition, like login to the Amazon and creating the results page and a home page and the tear down, this like page closing, everything will be displayed over here. Okay, but it is just the headings, not the code yet. So let me trigger a couple of the other test cases so you can understand it in a more easily. So let me copy this or grab this one inside my file handling. I will provide it for a couple of them. CSV is getting failed, so not required. os.password. Did I load it? No. Okay. And next, inside our login, I'll just open this particular test case. Positive login. input. Instead of triggering all, I'm just triggering a couple of them. Okay, let me just close this for now. And guys, there is some drawback with our allure. So basically the overriding of the existing folder, it may sometimes do it or may not do it. So make sure you delete it before executing the testing, before executing the allure report again. Okay. Now let me trigger the run and do a Control C in order to exit. Clear the screen. Let me trigger the execution again. I'm going to use the same command, allure dir, allure results, enter. So my test cases will get executed one after the other. Okay, I did not click on enter. Oh, only 2 test cases I have provided. How? Remember, I have given for more than 2. We have 1 and 2. What are the test cases? File handling. In that only 1. What happened? Login. PyTest mark login. We have login. We have login. Overall 4 test cases. Did I save it all? Oh, I haven't saved one of the file. Save all. Only 2 selected again. Okay, I'll check why the others are not being triggered, even though the mark is same. So here it is, guys. I have 1 fail and 1 passed, and 5 got deselected. So that is a story which it is giving me. So now let me open my report. So let me close the PowerShell. Here it is. How do I open the report? By using allure. Since it is an allure report, I'm using allure serve. If it is a HTML report, we need to use the command start. Allure serve and my folder name, which is nothing but allure results. Copy path, paste it, enter. The 2 test cases, 50% means 1 test case got passed, 1 test case got failed. If I click on the test here, you can see there are like 2 files in which the test cases are spread across. So if we open the first file, you can see this particular test case got successfully passed. And we got the test body because I have given print statement inside it. So whatever the print I have given, it will be added as st dot. Inside that, you can see the print data. And similarly, inside the results page, you can see another failure message, failure execution data. Okay. So it will either be in a broken status or in an, if the assertions are failed, we are putting assertions, right? Assert, or we are putting expect. If expect or assert got failed, then it will be under the red mark. If some date you are trying to click a particular element and that is not visible, then it will be under the timeout exception. So that will be in a broken status, or some syntax is wrong, or the element is not visible to for in order to click it. When there is a timeout error, all those things will come under this yellow status. Green means passed. Okay, so if you click on this green means it will hide whatever the test cases are green. If you click on red, if you click on the orange means whatever are broken, they will get hidden from on the report screen. Okay, so in that way also you can filter only the one which are passed. You can filter only the one which got failed. Okay. So this is how it is. You can filter also whatever the things you want. Now you want to see only the test cases which are either broken or got failed. Then you have to click on the green so it will get hidden. And only the one which are either broken or failed will get executed, will get displayed over here. So click on this and you will be able to see it. Now, if you see in here, I'm not able to quietly understand the error messages, right? So here we have just a setup and tear down. There is no proper screenshots in my execution data. Using the alert, you can also capture the screenshot whenever a particular test case got failed. How we will be doing it is, let me go to my test case. Inside that, let me find out first why am I getting that particular error. So login result homepage doesn't have none. Enter the search attribute. Enter. So here it is. Let me go to the home page. Oh, here I missed my home page return. Yeah, I think while explaining it's got removed. So I have given this, and along with that, there is another test case which is getting passed successfully. What is that? Handling the JSON. Now, I deliberately, here I have login, enter password. Correct. We are clicking on the continue button, and instead of giving the continue button, I am going to click on login. Login is available after entering the password. So I am trying to fail this particular test case by asking it to click on the login button instead of a continue button. So the Playwright will try to identify the login button which is not available quite there yet. Correct. So let me see whether both the locators are different or not. We have login and where is the continue? Continue is different. Button continue password. Sign. So both are the different locators, and I'm deliberately trying to fail my test case. Okay. Where is this? So I want to see a screenshot. I don't just want this plain area. I also want to see a screenshot whenever any particular test case got failed. We need to write inside my conf test. I need to do some certain coding here. So how to get a screenshot on a particular screen in the Playwright is, we already seen page.screenshot. If you remember our earlier classes, we used page.screenshot in order to capture a screenshot of a page and provide the screenshot name, whatever you want. Path, you can provide whatever the name you want in here. Now, I don't just need a screenshot. I want to generate a screenshot whenever the test case got failed. Is we need to write a hook implementation. We are going to ask the Playwright to listen to the entire execution and generate a report with the screenshot whenever a particular test case got failed. Okay. So for that, I'm going to use a GitHub Copilot. I'm not going to write it manually. I'm asking the GitHub Copilot to generate it. So how do I do that? Click on the search bar here. If the GitHub Copilot is not installed yet, go to the extensions. And here you should see, if you check for the GitHub, you can see the very first one, GitHub Copilot chat. You need to install this one. Okay, currently it is installed in my laptop, so it is in a disabled state. You should see an icon called install. Click on that so that it will get successfully installed. All right. So once the installation is done, you should see this chat message over the top. Toggle chat. Click on this. And ask the Playwright, ask the GitHub saying that please add a hook implement to generate a report, to generate a screenshot whenever a test case gets failed for my Allure, in my Allure. Just to provide whatever your requirement is. For me, currently, I want to use this hook implement. I want to generate a screenshot whenever my particular test case is failed during the report creation. Okay. I just posted that chat in here. It is nothing but the chat GPT what you are using. So it will try to understand the code and it will try providing me the data. It imported Allure. Okay, keep it. It will ask to keep it or not. You can keep it. And in the end, hook implementation is done. See guys, the code it has already generated for us. Okay, once a code is generated, it's in your hands to accept it or delete it. If you feel like this is correct, you can keep it. I just kept it. So the hook implementation is done. And yeah, the entire code. Here what it is saying is outcome. It is storing what does a hook implement do? This is also a fixture. A hook implementation is a fixture. So what does a hook implement do is it will trigger during the session. Like whenever any execution happens, this will get automatically executed. Inside this, it is going to capture the outcome based on the result, outcome.getResult. Based on the result, if the result is failed, if that particular test case gets failed, then this is getting called. Only call it whenever a test case is failed. Okay, this is being called whenever the outcome is failed. Inside that, try, get a screenshot and attach it into my Allure. All right. This I implemented using my GitHub Copilot. And what is the agent I am using? It is Claude Haiku 4.5. This is a free version, guys. Even you can also use it. Or if you want to change it also, it is fine. You can use any auto agents, whichever it is available. It implemented the code and it has shared it inside my conf test. Now let me trigger the run. For the allure, you need to press Ctrl C to exit. Now clear the screen. So let me delete my allure results. To recycle. Now let me trigger the run. Oh, it got passed. I asked to go to the login. Okay, it is trying to search something. I wish that it gets failed. Right, it's loading. Huh, failed. Something happened, it failed. So now let me do allure serve in order to open the result. Two types of reports, one HTML and the other one is allure. So now again, click on the test. And if you open my file handling, this particular test case is failed. So nothing. This test case this got passed. So nothing. This is failed. So I should see a screenshot. If you see in here, the error message, the properly error message, waiting for the locator. Okay, waiting for the locator, but it was not visible. Timeout exceeded 30,000 seconds. 30,000 milliseconds, which is nothing but 30 seconds. If you see in here, now my test body has a screenshot. If I click on it, the page will get properly visible. The entire screenshot of the page will get visible. Okay, guys? How I generated my screenshot? Because of my hook implementation. What does a hook implement do? It will try to monitor the entire report. Okay, and that's the thing, whatever I asked it to do. Hook implement will be executed as soon as you are trying to execute it using an allure. From the beginning to ending, it will listen the execution. These are nothing but listeners. It will try to listen the entire execution and does the things whatever I asked it to do. And here I asked it to generate a screenshot whenever my test case got failed. And no screenshot will get generated when the test case is passed, because here I specifically asked to generate it when the outcome is failed. Any questions on the allure, guys? We can also do some other configurations about the allure, but I will explain it tomorrow. For now, I'll pause it here. Any questions you have? So let's suppose you have hundreds of the test case triggered. So you can directly validate it properly, because this is the file name where you have a test cases. Inside this, my test case name, passed or failed. And this got failed, a reason of failing. Or if you go to the screenshot area, you can directly understand why it got failed by seeing the screenshot alone. All right. Do you have any questions? I will push the code into the Git. You can grab it from there and you can do a pip install -r requirements.txt So all my versions will get downloaded to you properly. Control C. Did I use it? Any questions on reporting techniques we have? So far we have understood about the HTML and Allure. There are some more things which we can do with the Allure, but I'll park it for tomorrow. Any questions so far? Oh, everyone are on mute. Yeah, thank you.
We'll try tomorrow. Ask
Mhm.
question if any.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll do some hands-on, and then if there are any questions, we'll discuss.
Definitely. Take your time, try to analyze the report because Allure is majorly used, not the HTML. Allure is the majorly used reporting techniques across the projects for the Playwright.
Oh, so one quick question. Is this report is shareable? Like, because I'm seeing it is generated on localhost, right?
Local only, correct. So if you have to share the report, we need to share it by using the entire folder. Entire
Oh.
Allure results, you need to share it. And that particular person, whomsoever is trying to open the Allure, they should also have the Allure installed. They should have the setup ready. Okay. So,
Okay.
but there is another technique to bypass it. When we are doing the CI/CD execution, the next person do not need to have the entire setup ready. They can directly open a link. I'll explain it during our CI/CD sessions tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. So this one, whatever I explained for you, it is for your own analysis purpose.
Right.
Okay, guys, thank you. If no questions, you can drop off. I'll merge my branch into the main so you can directly pull it from there.
Tripura, you mentioned that you will say about MCP servers. Is that something that you will cover tomorrow?
I don't think tomorrow we'll be able to cover it. Maybe after that, because all the topics which we are saying, it is a bit more theory based. If I also include the MCP now, it will be a bit confusing. So what I'm planning is today, let's concentrate on reports. Tomorrow, CI/CD, and day after tomorrow, I'll explain about the MCP so that you will have some time to understand the topics.
Yeah, perfect. That would be great. Thank you.
So Playwright with the UI is done.
We are still having CI/CD. Yeah, UI testing is done, but hosting it in the CI/CD is still pending. And once the CI/CD is done, we'll be navigating towards the MCP and then the API testing as well.
Okay.
We need APIs
So-
also, correct? Yeah.
For UI validations, like as of now, we cover the functional point of view of the applications, right?
Yes, right. We have covered everything, including the screenshots and keyboard, mouse. Oh, no, frames are pending, right? I'll explain
Yeah,
frames tomorrow.
frames. Because frame to frame comparison, yes.
Yeah, that is pending from mine. Correct. I'll explain it right tomorrow itself. Else again, I might miss it.
Copilot you are going to cover tomorrow, or?
We will be using it parallelly. Copilot is nothing but the way which I have used it now. You just have to post a question, it will give it, and it will also give the auto suggestions. So all the long, I'll continue to use it so you can understand it easily.
Do we cover end-to-end project with all topics?
Yeah, we are covering the end-to-end, right? So it's
Right now,
including the CI/CD and the API.
okay, towards end. So like topic by topic, like from the top to end.
I missed the question.
I mean, do we cover entire the flow, like from starting to end?
Yeah, we are actually in the process of covering it, right? So we covered the test cases creation. I have created couple of them for the search and add to cart. And then how we are going to trigger it parallelly inside our local and also next to the CI/CD along with the report.
Okay. And what about this, these feature files and
Feature files are BDD. That is not page object model.
okay.
Yeah, but I
Features
I
just
have I
for
have a
large.
single session. Yeah, I have a single session for the BDD. I will explain how it will be looking like so that
Okay.
you can use it for the implementation.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Very
Good day.